guys, welcome back. Too many projects, not enough time. So if this is your first time, I'm Andrew, working on Ivy today. And so the other day we tinkered a little more. We got the seat box mounted in, and I got a little bit of plywood here with an extra 1.5 inch spacing to accommodate for a seat cushion. And I gotta tell you, although I haven't got the back in, so I'm a little further forward than need be for now. But I gotta say, for a big old boy in a Series 1, this is pretty comfortable. And it's only going to get even more comfortable as we modify this back piece to crank back a little bit in the future when we get to fully restoring the box on the back here. So today's episode, we're going to mock up the hood on the front so we can see exactly by how much we need to reduce this brake pedal mounting bracket for the booster, because we will need to lower that a little bit to fit under a Series 1 hood. So let's get at it. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to temporarily mount the hood because we don't have any fenders, and I have my fender height roughly marked in, pretty close to where it's going to be, which we won't know until we get the box and the doors all squared away. So we'll simulate the fenders with this block of wood. And then we'll just allow for extra wiggle room above that bracket for the hood. So we have the grill here, temporarily mounted up in the right distance from the front, and let's see how horrible this is going to be by resting the hood on there. I think it's going to be less than I thought. And I think I was right. Alrighty, so we're sitting on the hood bracket, and we still have way more than I thought. 2.5 inches to come down to make, oh my goodness, to make that come down and fit over that bracket. I was thinking maybe inch and a half. From what I can see, that is also going to cause issues with the tops of those SUs. Wow. Alright. A lot more to figure out here. So, let's take a look at the pedals. And if I was to lower them by like 2.5 inches, how horrible that would be. The pedals are 5 inches off now, so if we go down to 2.5, off the bottom, you can see there. So basically we'd end up halfway between where the pedal is now and the floor. Now I gotta say, while that would be a lot more comfortable to drive, having it close to the floor so you have to lift your foot up as high to put your foot on the brake, I think we would still get away with that against the firewall, and it might make it more comfortable too. And it's not really going to change any of the geometry, but it will require us to change the clutch pedal to be lower as well. So fixing one problem creates another problem, which is okay, because at the same time I would then move the accelerator down a little bit as well to maybe not all the way 2.5 inches down, but it would be lower as well. Alright, let me think about this. Let's take a look. Okay, so I have my pointer stick here. So to remove 2.5 inches out of here, that is all but 1/2 inch out of here. To drop this down to get underneath the hood, as I say, because the pivot point's here and I'm only removing material here, it does not affect the geometry to do with the booster. So the booster then, I have about 3/4 inch above here, because across the top here is the interior frame bracketing, galvanized interior frame bracketing to hold the hood secure. That's what's touching here. Although there is a notch in that, it's not enough. So in front of that bracket where the booster would be, I have about 3/4 inch extra. So for reference, from the center of that bolt hole, I would need comfortably 2.5 maximum from there to the top of the booster. Next step is to find a booster that will work and see what we can do. So let's see. Two and a half at most. Hood slants slightly. To recap, pedal gets lower, more comfortable, still gives me 2.5 inches off the floor for the pedal, comfortable, geometry doesn't change, this drops down, that way, may need to come forward slightly more so the pedal doesn't end up further back, but at the same time not bottoming out here severely so you have full brake pedal movement. Comment below, let me know what you guys think on how we can make that work. So thanks for coming along. Just quick video this one, just more to get your feedback on what you think and the thought processes I go through to make all this stuff happen. Because I say a lot of it, yeah, sure, I could bolt on a Willwood whatever and put a square or whatever and hot rod it, North American hot rod it, but I really do like my Land Rover. So modifying this to stay looking like Land Rover looking kind of components. Like and subscribe if you want to hang around and see more of these and a little more in my thought processes on how all this stuff works to make everything fit, like the gearbox and how I came up with that combination, figuring out the different combinations for the pulley systems on top of this engine while remaining with the distributor based stuff with a V-belt, and anyway, all those conundrums, making it all work, like the fender column, discovery shaft, Defender steering box. Anyway, see you next time. Thanks very much.